They say the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain, but here in Zaragoza it's just plain windy. Hello, welcome to Zuera, halfway between Barcelona and Madrid for the second round of the European Kart Racing Championships. This is the fastest, the longest track on the calendar. 1.7 kilometres is one lap, and speeds once again will top 160 kilometres an hour. Before we get to today's racing, let's take a look back and see what happened in the opening round of the series in Naples, Italy, 1 month ago. With the first round completed in Naples, Italy 1 month ago, the championship remains wide open coming into Spain. Before we get to today's action, let's have a look at what happened in qualifying and the heats here in Zaragoza. Introduced in 2010, the CIK Academy Trophy pits drivers between 10 and 15 years of age in identical equipment. Drivers in identical Paralym karts, FIM 125cc engines, indeed even the bodywork and their race suits are identical. The best drivers will rise to the top. There is no technical advantage, and for the first time in 2015 they take to the track here in Zuera. The fantastic thing about the CIK Academy Trophy is drivers have come from all around the world to compete. Indeed, there are pilots from Turkey, Israel, Finland, Hong Kong, even Mozambique competing in this fantastic initiative from the CIK. The fastest qualifier was the young French driver Theo Nouet. He just took pole position ahead of Alejandro Lahoz Lopez. Callum Bradshaw from the United Kingdom was third quickest ahead of yet another Spaniard on his home circuit, Javier Lovera. Being the first round of the 2015 series, it was no surprise that the drivers were a little bit anxious and even a little bit nervous. Javier Lovera took a heat win. Stuart White from South Africa was very, very impressive. Further down the field, a lot of people watching young Marta Garcia, the Spaniard, also racing the Open European Championships, along with the likes of the Russians Artem and Zaha Slutsky. But overall, after the 3 heats on Saturday, it was considered a pretty good start for the 2015 CIK Academy Series. For a while, it seemed as though the local driver, Pedro Hilbrand, would take pole position in KZ2 on his home circuit. The Spaniard set a time of 59.941 seconds around the 1.7 kilometre Zuera circuit. But the fairy tale wouldn't last. At the end of the session, it was an all-France front row of the grid. The Frenchman, Thomas Laurent, took pole with a 59.8 dead. His countryman, Paolo Besonsone, was second, and twice runner-up in the European Championships, the Swedish driver, Joel Johansson, put his energy cart on grid number 3. Then came Pedro Hilbrand. He was fourth ahead of his countryman, the 25-year-old from Valencia, Spain, Jorge Pescadore. Marijn Kremers, sixth in the Birrell Art, alongside Alessio Piccini. The heat races in KZ2 saw no one driver dominate. Heat wins went to the Frenchman Paolo Besonsone, Joel Johansson, Francesco Cialenta, and the local driver Pedro Hilbrand. The Frenchman Thomas Laurent was super fast but had 2 gearbox failures throughout the heats. He was 21st. Also with an engine failure was the Spanish driver Jorge Pescadore. He had an engine fail on the formation lap and missed the start of his second heat. Felicitiene, as ever, drove brilliantly. He was classified 7th despite not having the outright speed of the drivers in front of him. A lot of work to do for the former European champion, Fabian Federer, classified way down in position 29. Also with a lot of work to do, the American driver AJ Myers, all the way from the USA, 32nd after the heats. Andreas Fassberg, winner of the opening round, had a dreadful run. He had won 5th place, but then struggled to make the top 10. An on-track incident with the gold cart driver, Alberto Cavaliere, was controversial to say the least. Fassberg, 16th after the heats. The big question over the past 12 months in world karting has been who can possibly stop the domination of the Tony Kart racing team. For a while, it seemed as though the French driver, Anthony Abbas, in the Sodi kart would do just that. The Frenchman held pole position until the dying moments of the session. Then, with the checkered flag out, Marco Ardigo set a fastest first sector, a fastest second sector, and yes, the reigning world champion took pole position. Abbas was second, and then the first round winner, Flavio Camponeschi, also for the Tony Kart racing team, was third. The Englishman, Ben Henley, was 4th fastest ahead of the former world champion, the Dutchman, Bas Lammers, aboard his Formula K kart. Then came the 2009 world champion, the Frenchman, Arnaud Kozlinski, also driving for Team Sodi, Simo Puhaka, but way down the grid, the reigning European champion, Rek Dreesen, the Belgian, on grid number 18. A lot of work to do if he's to retain his title. At the end of the heats, it was no surprise to see the Tony Kart team 1 and 2. Marco Ardigo with 2 heat wins, his teammate Flavio Camponeschi also taking a heat win earlier in the day. The Englishman Ben Henley aboard the Mad Croc kart was best of the rest, but ominously in 4th and 5th were the 2 French drivers aboard the French kart. Arnaud Kozlinski ahead of his teammate Anthony Abbas, and behind them Patrick Hayek, the Czech driver in the Praga kart, showing good speed. The Englishman Jordan Lennox-Lamb had a good day in his Birrell Art. He was 7th after the heats ahead of Jorrit Pex, the former Euro champ Andrea Dahle, and the Swede Douglas Lundberg. A lot of big names further down the grid, former world champions Jonathan Tonon, David Foray, and the reigning European champion Rek Dreesen outside the top 15. The former European champion Paolo De Conto just outside the top 10, 11th after the heats, one ahead of the driver from California, USA, Gary Carlton, having his first race for the DR Modena Engines team. The American was in fact 1 place ahead of the former world champion Bas Lammers. The Tony Kart domination was finally broken in the KZ2 pre-final, but not by the driver many tipped. It was the Italian, Francesco Cialenta, who got a great start and would go on to win the pre-final. Behind him, the Frenchman Paolo Besonsonnet drove dramatically throughout the race, fighting with the Spaniard Pedro Hilbrand. At the end, the Frenchman Paolo Besonsonnet would finish second to ensure an outside front row start for the final. Pedro Hilbrand finished behind him along with the Swedish energy kart driver Joel Johansson. Meanwhile, a bad race for the Dutchman Marijn Kremers. He finished way down the field. He will start the final from the outside of row number 15. First round winner Andreas Fassberg recovered from overnight illness to take 8th. He will start the final from the outside of row number 4. In the World Championship KZ class, everybody was asking the question, who can stop the green team? Flavio Camponeschi and Marco Ardigo shared the front row of the grid, and indeed, it was the driver who won the first round of the series, Camponeschi, who rocketed off the line to take the lead. From there, the driver from Rome, Italy, would go on to take a dominant win in the pre-final. Off the line, Ardigo got a terrible start. The reigning world champ was back to position number 7. But from there, he fought his way back through the field to finish second. Once again, an all-green start for the front row of the final. Unfortunately, we lost the French former world champion Arnaud Kozlinski, the Sodi kart driver, out after just a few laps with mechanical failure. Jordan Lennox-Lamb drove a brilliant race to finish in position number 4 behind the other French Sodi kart driver Anthony Abbas. Benjamin Henley, the 30-year-old from Manchester, England, finished 5th. He will start from the inside of row number 3 for the final. Further back in the field, a great drive by Mirko Torsellini to come from the back of the grid to finish in position number 9 aboard his Ricardo car. Unfortunately for the reigning European champion, Rick Driesen, he was out on the opening lap after an incident with the Cosmic Kart driver Douglas Lundberg. It was an understatement to say there were a lot of nervous drivers in the CIK Academy Trophy. But once the lights went green, the race settled down. It was the Englishman, Alfie Brown, who took a great win. Behind Brown was the Spanish Armada, the drivers Marta Garcia, Alejandro Lajos Lopez and Javier Loveres. The 3 Spanish drivers finishing 2nd, 3rd and 6th respectively. Great drive by the South African Stuart White, starting out of position number 6, finishing in position number 6. An outside row 3 start for the driver from Johannesburg. Further back in the field, a great drive by the American Jagger Jones, grandson of the 1963 Indy 500 winner Parnelli Jones. So, with the race settled, the grid formed, we're ready for the final, the first round of the CIK Academy Trophy for 2015.
For the first time in 2015, we go racing. Off the line, Alfie Brown rocks into the lead. Looks like Marta Garcia got a good start up the inside. Callum Bradshaw also up there. There goes Stuart White through. Javier Loveres has made not a good start at all. The Spanish driver who started on the front row of the grid, there you can see Javier is back in position number 5. The field thankfully have got through the first couple of turns without incident up the furthest point of the circuit for the first time. This 15 lap final, 25 kilometers of this Zuera circuit. Across the line for the second time, your race leader, Marta Garcia. Javier Loveres goes through on Fatima, who did briefly get up into position number 3. 514 is De La Colenta. There goes Marta Garcia at the bottom of your screen. She flashes by. Loveres up the inside. Surely the Spaniard can do it under brakes. Oh no, Slutsky shuts the door. So Loveres tries the outside line. Still, the Spaniard cannot get past the Russian as the Brazilian De La Colenta watches on. competing alongside his twin brother Artem for the Danilo Rossi kart team. They're getting very, very close to touching. Loveres up the inside, all over the back of the Russian with 3.5 laps to go. This is brilliant racing. Oh, nicely done. Loveres drops through on the inside. Slutsky responds, and Della Coletta says, hey, I'll have a piece of this. Now the Brazilian is up into position number 4 and almost goes up into 3rd, but drops back to 5th because now Loveres has made it a Spanish 1 and 3. Loveres, Della Coletta, Slutsky. Loveres now back into position number 5. Your race leader, Marta Garcia, put the glasses down. She's got 2 seconds over. Loveres up the inside, all over the back of the Russian with 3.5 laps to go. This is brilliant racing. Oh, nicely done. Loveres drops through on the inside. Slutsky responds, and Della Coletta says, hey, I'll have a piece of this. Now the Brazilian is up into position number 4 and almost goes up into 3rd, but drops back to 5th because now Loveres has made it a Spanish 1 and 3. They've left until the final laps of the race, 2.5 remaining. Loveres, Della Coletta, Slutsky. This is the battle for the final step of the podium. Slutsky, Loveres, very close to the back of the Russian. She will do it. She's beaten the boys. Marta Garcia takes the checkered flag to win the first round of the CIK Academy Trophy. Lights. When they go out, we will be racing, which is right now. Chalenta rockets off the line. Brisolsene has missed the start. One of the CRGs is out in the dirt. Johansson has got a great start. He is in 2nd, only just. Pedro Hilbrand, the Spanish driver, in 3rd. What a start by Chalenta. Johansson holds 2nd spot. That's the Frenchman Thomas Mitch in the Birla, who's up to 4th already. Chalenta with a magical start. Look at the lead he's got through the never-ending left-hander for the first of 18 tours of this Zuera circuit. Johansson in 2nd spot. This time he has a look up the inside. Johansson pushes him wide. They're side by side up the back straight. Brisolsene up the inside. Oh, it looked as though he was going to go from 4th into 2nd. Johansson and Hilbrand touch. Hilbrand's been pushed wide. Brisolsene, the Frenchman, up into 3rd. Made that 2nd. The Tony Kart driver muscles his way past Johansson. As Hilbrand responds, he gets past Johansson. Brisolsene, he's in 2nd spot. He's now setting about catching the leader, Francesco Chalenta. The gap last time was 0.6 of a second. It's now blown out to 1.5 seconds. You can see Chalenta's already gone out of screen. Fastest lap of the race. Quick circuit as Portoberti goes through ahead of Johansson. Fastest lap of the race. We just spoke about it. Jorge Pescadore. But Hilbrand has got past the Frenchman. Pedro Hilbrand from Spain. He runs a little bit wide after making that move on Brisolsene. Wow, it nearly all came undone for him. Just gathered it up. Such is the speed of this circuit. They have to be incredibly accurate with their braking. Miss it by a few centimetres and the carts will drift wide because they're travelling constantly at more than 100 kilometres an hour. Indeed, an average speed around this circuit of 103 k's an hour. There's Hilbrand, nicely done. At the same time, Johansson going through on Portoberti. So 2 moves on the 1 corner. You caught it all on the replay right here on CIK FIA.tv. Down to turn number 2, accelerating, just kissing the ripple strip with the left-hander, then breaking his head in. Portoberti has gone back to 5th place. He's going to come under attack any moment now from Alberto Cavaliere and Jorge Pescadore. is trying to make it 2 Spanish drivers in the top 6. He now sits in position number 7. Well, the gap from your leader, Francesco Cialenta, almost 2 seconds now. Hilbrand wide through that corner on each and every lap. It's almost the NASCAR style high line, but it allows him to put the power down. Besancon down through the gearbox. You saw how aggressive the Frenchman is under brakes. A few corners to go for this driver. On his final lap to take the biggest win of his career, surely. The Italian rounds the final few corners. The win goes to Francesco Cialenta. He wins it here in Spain. Pedro Hilbrand takes second, and Giulio Hansen has made it onto the podium. He took Paolo Besancon on the last lap. Wow. Heartbreak for our race winner, Francesco Cialenta. Officials deemed that he jumped the start and therefore was awarded a 5-second penalty. That awarded the race win to Pedro Hilbrand. Giulio Hansen was second, and Paolo Besancon, after finishing 4th, was elevated to the bottom step of the podium. Watch for the start from Flavio Camponeschi. The green flag goes up at the back of the grid. 18 laps the distance, the second round of the Euro Champs. We are racing, and once again, Flavio Camponeschi rockets off the line. What a start by the Tony Kart pilot. He will lead his teammate Marco Ardigo down into turn number 2. Right about now is when these drivers behind are going to have to make their move, otherwise the green team will walk away with it. Yes, I know we've only had 3 corners, but such has been their dominance. Flavio Camponeschi is your race leader for Marco Ardigo, Jordan Lennox Lamb, and then Jordan's countryman, the Englishman, Ben Henley, up into position number 4. Ardigo already starting to catch his teammate, Camponeschi. Jordan Lennox Lamb desperately trying to work that wheel to stay in touch with the 2 Italian drivers. In fact, we've got 2 Italians leading 2 Englishmen. Ben Henley on screen in the Mad Croc. Ardigo up the inside. He's got the run on his teammate. Marco Ardigo is your race leader. Marco Ardigo has to defend. Camponeschi had a look into turn 2, but that's cost him time. He's now going to come under attack, surely, from Jordan Lennox Lamb. Hard on the brakes is the Englishman. Patrick Hayek's getting involved in this battle as well. Kart number 9 on screen. Jordan Lennox Lamb, though. Oh, a big move on the inside as we were watching Jordan. Patrick Hayek has gone through on Henley. We wondered if the Birrell kart, the Birrell Art kart, I should say, could beat the green team. Jordan's looking pretty good. Ben Henley, the Mad Croc, on the podium in the first round. He tries to take back that position from Patrick Hayek, but what about the challenge from the Praga team? Ardigo looks behind him. Hey, Marco, Flavio's gone nowhere. He's right on your rear tails. They come down, braking into turn 2. Jordan actually chokes the airbox going into turn 2 under braking, just to get a little bit more fuel flowing. Ben Henley. Oh, Jordan Lennox Lamb's got a problem. Jordan's got a problem. He's dropped way, way back. He's still circulating. I'm not quite sure what happened there because he's back up to speed. Now he's fighting with Ben Henley. They touch. What on earth has happened to Jordan Lennox Lamb? He was in 3rd, counting down the corners to make his move on Flavio Camponeschi. There's a Bass, number 11, the French driver for Team Saudi Kart. Camponeschi is going to make a move. I don't suggest it's going to be until late in the race. He's certainly got the speed. In fact, he's all over the back of Ardigo. Dare I suggest that he's quicker? Look at that, up the inside line. Oh, Marco does not flinch. He's really close to the back of him. In fact, he's up the inside. Flavio Camponeschi. Oh, what a move. Marco Ardigo in 2nd spot. Flavio Camponeschi waited. You saw it happen. He set the fastest lap and then made his move on his world champion teammate. Nicely done. Let's see if Ardigo can respond. He's right on the tail of the number 14 Vortex-powered Tony Kart. up through the gearbox, the final corners for the final time. This is the final turn now. The Italian Flavio Camponeschi will take the checkered flag. He wins again in Zuera, Spain. Artigo second, Jordan Lennox Lamb, a great drive to take the bottom step of the podium.
What fantastic action we've seen once again here in Spain, the fastest circuit on the calendar. From here, the championship moves to Genk in Belgium for the final. That's July 13, and then we count down to the big one, the World Championship, Le Mans, September 13. But for now, on behalf of all the team from Zaragoza, Spain, we'll see you next time on Motors TV for the European Kart Racing Championship.